In this lecture, we are going to study about the expression, or we are going to derive the expression for rate of radiant heat transfer between two plane surfaces. It is also called as the exchange of energy between two parallel plates or planes of different emissivities. It is also called as multiple reflection method. So this derivation may be a multiple reflection method derivation, or it is exchange of energy between two parallel plates or planes of different emissivities, or it is a expression for a rate of radiant heat transfer between two plane surfaces, right? When two non-black bodies are situated at a small distance apart, part of the energy emitted by one body will be reflected back to it by second body and will then be partly reabsorbed and partly reflected again. Thus, the heat undergoes a series of internal reflections and absorptions. So consider two large gray planes or the surfaces that are maintained at absolute temperature, that is T1 and T2. So we are considering these two surfaces, surface 1, surface 2, and the temperatures T1 and T2 respectively. A small distance apart and exchanging radiation, let E1 and E2 be the emissivities of the surface, that is 1 and 2. So the respective emissivities are E1 and E2, right? So you can observe this diagram. There are two surfaces, temperatures T1, T2, emissivities are E1, E2, and the radiation from surface 1 gets partly absorbed by the second surface and partly reflected, right? So on the basis of this, because it is a cycle, some part is reflected, some part is absorbed, and it is again from surface 2 to surface 1, surface 1 to surface 2, and continue. So it is a reabsorption and re-reflected process within the two surfaces. Consider the energy radiated or emitted from the surface 1. So first point, we are going to consider the energy emitted or radiated from surface 1. Then per unit area per unit time, we have first energy radiated from surface 1, energy radiated from surface 1 is sigma into E1 into T1 raised to 4. So we have studied the Stefan Boltzmann law. On the basis of that, we can write this energy radiation from surface 1. So this from surface 1, the emissivity is E1, the Stefan Boltzmann constant is sigma. That is why it is here written as sigma into E1. Now the respective temperature is T1. That is why here I have written energy radiated from surface 1 is sigma into E1 into T1 raised to 4. Now of this part means the part which is emitted or radiated from the surface 1 going toward the surface 2. So from this energy, so we have to write of this energy absorbed energy absorbed by surface 2 is sigma into E1 into T1 raised to 4 into E2. So this energy is absorbed from this part, that is the part which is radiated from surface 1. So the surface radiated part is sigma E1 T1 raised to 4, and from that part this energy is absorbed by the surface 2. That is why this sigma E1 T1 raised to 4 is same and into E2, that is the emissivity of the surface 2 is there. Then and energy, because some of the part which is radiated from surface 1 is absorbed and some part is reflected, and energy reflected by surface 2 is E1 into T1 raised to 4 into 1 minus E2, right? So the energy is radiated from surface 1, that is emissivity E1. So some part is absorbed, that is why it is multiplied by E2, and some part is reflected. So which part is reflected? So that is 1 minus E2. So here the sum of the part is absorbed already. So remaining part is 1 minus E2. Now this is from this point to this point, sigma E1, then some part is absorbed, some part is reflected. Now again the next step is this from surface 1 to surface 2 again. So of this energy reabsorbed now. So it is second step, reabsorb by surface 1. That is sigma into E1 into T1 raised to 4 into 1 minus E2 into E1. Now from surface 1, the first step is some energy is radiated from surface 1. From that energy, some part is absorbed by the surface 2, some part is reflected by surface 2. So whatever the part which is emitted from the surface 2 to surface 1 now, so from this some part is reabsorbed by the surface 1. So it is sigma E1 T1 raised to 4 1 minus E2. So this part into E1. So now it is surface 1. So the emissivity is E1. And energy re-reflected. Some part is absorbed, now some part is reflected. But it is second step, that is why it is re-reflected. Re-reflected by surface 1 is sigma E1 T1 raised to 4 1 minus E2 1 minus E1, because some part is absorbed, so remaining is 1 minus E1 from the surface 1. Now again this energy is going to strike on surface 2. And of this energy absorbed by surface 2 is sigma E1 T1 raised to 4 1 minus E2 1 minus E1 into E2. So this process continues unless and until all the energy is absorbed or reflected by surface 1 or surface 2. Now you can observe these equations. As a result of each complete cycle of internal reflection, it is clear by comparing these equations, absorption is reduced by a factor 1 minus E1, 1 minus E2. So if you observe this equation, so energy radiated from surface 1 is sigma E1 T1 raised to 4. If you observe this equation now, because this part is surface 2, now it is a surface 1. So from this surface 1 to surface 2. So this is the energy radiated, now it is reabsorbed. So if you observe this absorption and then re-reflected. So sigma E1 T1 raised to 4, sigma E1 T1 raised to 4. But this part is added while re-reflecting. If you observe this case, sigma E1 T1 raised to 4. So this is sigma E1 T1 raised to 4. But the new factor arises while re-reflected in a second cycle, that is 1 minus E2 into 1 minus E1. So as the energy suffers an infinite number of reflection, we can write the equation in a different manner on the basis of the above equations. Total transfer of energy from surface 1 to surface 2 per unit area per unit time, right? So up till now we have just understand the different equation, that is the for energy emitted from surface 1 to energy absorbed by the surface 2, energy reflected by surface 2, and again that the remaining energy is absorbed and reflected by surface 1 and likewise. So we are going to write the equation for the total transfer of energy from surface 1 to surface 2 and then surface 2 to surface 1. So we can write this equation as Q by A, because we are writing the total transfer of energy per unit time per unit area, that is nothing but the flux. So this Q by A is indicated flux, and this suffix 1 dash to indicated that the transfer of energy from surface 1 to surface 2. So it is sigma E1 E2 T1 raised to 4 in bracket 1 plus 1 minus E1 1 minus E2 plus 1 minus E1 square 1 minus E2 square, and like that to infinity. So we have learned about this 1 minus E1, 1 minus E2 factor. If we go on adding this equation in a continuous manner for completing the cycle for surface 1 to surface 2, so these factors are added now. So next cycle 1 minus E1 square, 1 minus E2 square. In the next cycle 1 minus E1 cube, 1 minus E2 cube, and like that. So we can solve this equation with the help of basic mathematics. We can write Q by A sigma into E1, E2, T1 raised to 4 by solving this equation. 1 upon 1 minus E1, 1 minus E2. So by solving this equation, we get this parameter that is 1 upon 1 minus E1, 1 minus E2. We can solve this bracket sigma E1, E2, T1 raised to 4, 1 upon, now I'm going to solve this bracket, 1 into 1, 1, 1 into minus E2, minus E1 into 1, minus E1, minus plus E1, E2. So this 1 minus 1 gets cancelled and this minus sign multiplied. So it becomes E1 plus E2 minus E1, E2. So this is one of the equation, that is the total transfer of energy from surface 1 to surface 2. Now in the similar way, we can write the equation for surface 2 to surface 1. So that is Q by A 2 dash 1 E1 E2 sigma T2 raised to 4 E1 plus E2 minus E1 E2, right? So the total net transfer of energy per unit area per unit time, this 2 dash 1 indicates the transfer of energy from surface 2 to surface 1. Right? So we have already written this equation. So instead of this T1 raised to 4, now here T2 raised to 4. Now the net transfer energy per unit area per unit time, we can write as directly 1 2. Now it is not 1 dash 2 or 2 dash 1, it is only 1 2. Means we are comparing this equation and this equation, we are calculating the net transfer of energy from this 1 dash 2 to 2 dash 1. So we have to subtract this equation. So the parameters are same except T1 raised to 4 and T2 raised to 4. So we can write E1 into E2 into sigma upon E1 plus E2 minus E1 E2 into T1 raised to 4, T2 raised to 4. So it is the net transfer or energy transfer per unit area per unit time. We can add one constant here in this equation, that is F12. It is called as overall interchange factor. So we can write this equation as Q by A 12, that is net transfer of energy, sigma F12 into T1 raised to 4 minus T2 raised to 4, where F12, you can observe this sigma T1 raised to 4 minus T2 raised to 4. So obviously the remaining things are F12, right? So this F12 is 1 upon 1 by E1 plus 1 by E2 minus 1, or it is this thing, because we have written sigma T1 raised to 4 minus T2 raised to 4. So sigma T1 raised to 4 minus T2 raised to 4. So remaining thing is F12. So we can write this E1 E2 upon E1 plus E2 minus E1 E2. So mathematical rearrangement, this E1 E2 in the denominator part, or we can say that divide numerator and denominator by E1 E2. So E1 E2 gets cancelled, that is 1. Now in this case E1 upon E1 E2 plus E2 upon E1 E2 minus E1 E2 upon E1 E2. So this E1 E2 adjusted in the denominator. So in this case this E1 gets cancelled, this E2 gets cancelled, this E1 E2 gets cancelled. So 1 upon E2 here, 1 upon here, and minus 1. So this F12 is nothing but this 1 upon E1, 1 upon E1 plus 1 upon E2 minus 1. So this F12 is called as overall interchange factor. And it is a function of E1 and E2, that is emissivities of surface 1 and surface 2. Now this is the final equation where we can understand what is the net transfer of energy from surface 1 to surface 2 when there are two plates or planes there. But if in case the cylindrical or sphere surfaces are there, then what will be the relation? So we can write the relations for sphere first. Net exchange of radiant energy between the inner and outer sphere, right? So for inner sphere radius is r1, for outer sphere radius is r2. So we can write the equation on the basis of the equation which is derived earlier. So the general equation, that is Q is equal to sigma into A1 upon 1 by E1 plus A1 by A2, 1 upon E2 minus 1 T1 raised to 4 minus T2 raised to 4. So this equation can be used to calculate the net exchange of radiant energy between the spheres. So this equation is also applicable for the cylinder. Only the difference is what exactly the area. So area of sphere is different and area of the cylinder is different. If you want to write this equation in terms of radius, then you can write this as sigma into A1 T1 raised to 4 minus T2 raised to 4 divided by 1 by E1 plus R1 by R2 square 1 upon E2 minus E1. So in terms of radius, here square is there, and for cylinder case, there is only R1 by R2 ratio. So you can write for cylinder, the equation is same here. So in terms of area, the equation is same. But for this case, only the change is square term is not big, because in the area of cylinder, only R1 is there or R2 is there. So here sigma A1 T1 raised to 4 minus T2 raised to 4 divided by 1 upon E1 plus R1 by R2 1 upon E2 minus. So this equation can be used to calculate the net exchange of radiant energy between the inner and outer surfaces of sphere, and now it is for cylinder. So this is called as multiple reflection method, or the expression for the rate of radiant heat transfer between the two surfaces. So initially we have derived the equation for plane surfaces, and then we can observe this a little bit change in the sphere and cylinder.